This
just
conference will now be recorded.
Okay,
it's
guys.
install.
Yeah. So slash force restart. No, what was that? Force
Yeah,
restart, I think.
force restart.
Yeah. So you
But
have to put that.
what I'm saying is, I understand that point. My other thing is the post secure old version has settings in it, but the new version is not carrying the settings. It's just installing, and it's not taking the settings with it, the config.
Configuration is not being carried over. Then you will
Yeah,
have to do the customization uh, of a MSI application. You know that you need to edit that MSI application, and there will be a table, config table, and in that you have to pre-populate the values so that when it gets installed, by default it's going to put that values inside that the settings will be there.
all right. Now, I'll try it today and let you know.
Question.
Okay, sure.
Thank you for a super input. That was my question, which I wanted to ask you today. Like, how do we go ahead with configuring the MSI applications or predefining the settings of the MSI applications? And now you just right now, as I ended up asking the same question. Is there any tool which you can advise in order to configure the MSI applications which you normally use?
Yes.
Yeah, hold the configuration, and then I mean, sorry, Shakti. I know with Post Secure, I think they got a thing called reconfig. I need to speak to them. There's something they use, so I think that's what I would use for it. But outside of that, like Shakti is saying, is there something we can use to do it?
Yes, in order to modify MSI, suppose you downloaded any MSI application from vendor website and you would like to modify that one, like give some configuration, customize that application, then you have a tool called Admin Studio. So I'm also doing application packaging training, wherein I teach.
Oh, you mean the admin studio? So you would do it in admin. That's where you would
Okay.
use admin
Right.
studio.
Right. So, for
Okay.
example, let me just quickly show that to you. Just, I'm not going into details now, but just
If
to
you can,
quickly,
please, a quick example.
yeah, quick
Yeah.
example. For example, let me just go to, I have few applications here. Remote desktop connection manager, putty 7-zip. For example, 7-zip. Let's take 7-zip as an example. So this one is downloaded from my 7-zip website. And when we install this application, let me just quickly install this.
Or there's just, could you put some settings in this, some
Wait,
predefined settings, and see
wait,
if
wait,
it.
wait. First, I will show you how the installation will go, right? And then I will do the customization and show you the changes, what customization we have made so far. Okay, so by default, you see, it's the vendor MSI. We have not made any changes. We just downloaded and installed it without making any customization. And what happens when we install this application? It has the help file here, right? It has a 7-zip file manager in the start menu. It does not give any shortcut on the desktop. We don't have any shortcut on the desktop. And also, if user has admin rights, he can play around with this. He can uninstall and change the application, right? So we would like to customize it in such a way that we should have a icon on the desktop. User should not see the uninstall and configuration changes and all, and it should install in a certain location. Right now it is installing in which folder? So it's
Program
installing in,
files, the default thing.
I think it is installing in program file 7-zip. It's installing here, right? Now, I'm going to customize it. So let me just uninstall this existing one quickly. And I hope this admin studio is not expired, because it gives you only 21 days in the free trial. Otherwise I will not be able to show that to you now. Let me just, okay, so now this is an MSI application. So let me create one folder here called 7-zip. 7-zip, and I'm gonna cut this and put it into this folder. So this is 7-zip application, right, which we have kept it here. Now what we have to do, we can use admin studio, and inside admin studio we have one application called tuner. Now tuner is for customization of MSI. So 2 days remaining. Fortunately we have 2 days of time. We'll go next.
Lucky
Okay,
to have it.
yeah. Now we have to create a transform. Transform is basically an instruction file. So we have to supply the instruction file during installation of MSI, and whatever the instruction we give in transform, the instruction will be passed on to MSI, and it will perform exactly as it is. So I'm gonna click on the desktop and go to 7-zip and choose this MSI application, and down you have to click on create and click on file and folders and save and close it. So we got this MST file. This is a instruction file, transform file. So whatever the changes we have to do it here, not in MSI. MSI, if you change MSI, the vendor will not support. They will say you have made my changes in my application, I'm not gonna support you. Okay, so in the instruction file we can right click and choose edit with install shield and choose yes and go next. Now let's cancel this. Yeah, next we need to connect the base MSI, because instruction file needs the base MSI file. So browse and choose the base MSI file and go next, next, and finish. Now MSI, the benefit of MSI is like a database table. So you can completely open MSI and see the structure of the files and folders where, and the shortcut registry and everything. So let me go to general information. So MSI application gives you this name of the application. If you want to change the name, you can change it of whatever the name would you. If you want to put it like company name, let's say Igor and space Pavlov. This is the vendor name of 7-zip. So when I used to be there in my previous organization, we had to put the structure. So manufacturer name and then the application name. Got it?
Yeah.
And the version. Okay. So we have to copy and put it here and below subject. Now the author. Who is the author? Let's say it's Igor Pavlov. And it's gonna install here in program files 7-zip folder. Suppose if you wanna give the version folder, install it in the version 19.00, so it will install it in that particular folder. Understood? Or you can change the location. Then you go down, scroll down, and I don't want to give change button to the user. So in control panel, change button will not be there, and remove button will not be there. So user cannot change and remove.
What is that change button? Is that repairing the application, you mean?
Yeah, change you can modify. Suppose in Office application, if you wanna customize. Let's say you don't need.
Okay. Yeah. I got it. Yeah, got it, Kaushik. Thank you. Yeah.
So that change and remove button will not be there. However, we will give a repair option in case application does not work properly. We will user can repair itself. That's okay. Now, if it's a the 64-bit application, you can leave it 64-bit. If you want to put it 32-bit, you will have to put Intel here, INTEL. Now, setup design. So here are the so in MSI application is basically divided into features, and features has files and shortcut, registry and shortcut and advanced setting. So these are the files and registry. So if you want to go to the files and folders, and you see it is gonna install here in 7-zip, and this is the location. This is the file. These are the files will be. Suppose if you don't need some files, you can right click and remove that file. Let's say I don't need license to be there, so I will go ahead and delete that one. So that file will not be installed. Understood? So these files will not be there. Then you go to shortcut. I would like to put a I don't want this shortcut to be there, 7-zip help. So let's remove this. Okay. Now, if you want a shortcut on the desktop, you right click and you have to put new shortcut, and I think that is there, 7ZFM. This is the shortcut, and the name of this shortcut 7zip file manager. So that we will have one shortcut on the desktop as well. Clear? And advertise this shortcut. Advertise means in case if something goes wrong with the application. Let's say somebody deleted the file of 7-zip application in program files. So if you launch this shortcut, automatically it will repair, find out all the files which has to be there for this application, and repair the application itself automatically. You don't have to do anything. Got it? Then registry. Suppose if you have to add some registry here, you can add those registry. Let's say you want some files to be present in HKey local machine, you can right click and add a new registry key. Understood? Or you can import registry files and all. Then you have a property manager. Here you customize essay. You have to customize in this section in property manager. Suppose there will be a the location, for example VPN location, that there will be the, I think you will have a URL, right, to connect to that URL. So you will have some URL here, or that will be blank. You need to enter that, or you need to create a new property here. For example, the new property, I'm not sure, you will have to check the exact property name, and let's say reboot. I don't want computer to get restarted or forcefully restarted. So I'm gonna say really suppress. So don't restart the computer. Okay. Plus, I would like to install in root drive, so that it should get installed in C:, because if computer has, if you don't define this root drive, what will happen? It will choose any other drive, randomly. If the drive has more free space, let's say D drive has more free space, it's gonna choose the D drive. But we want all the installation to go in C drive. That's the reason we have to specifically give this root drive. Okay, got it? Suppose you wanna you don't want user to accept the license, so you can say license accepted 1. Okay, and all user 1, that means it has to be installed for all the users who are going to log into the computer. If you choose all user 2, then it will install only for the user who is installing the application. Other user will not see the application icons and all. So here you have to give the property name and the URL. You will have the URL property URL, and that will be blank. You have to give the URL, just like you see. These are the URLs given.
Okay.
Now, once you have made the changes, you just have to click on save, and that's it. And now to install this application, you open command prompt, run as administrator. I'm not sure whether I have done it correctly or not, because I did not do it, you know, I just randomly made the changes, but that's how we do it. MSI exec.exe/I for install, and then 7-zip MSI. We have to give the MSI line, MSI file, and then transform it. Transforms is equal to 7z MST file. Got it? /QB. So it shows you the status. So if you have done all the changes properly in this table, MST table, so it's gonna take all the changes and perform all the tasks what we have defined in there.
So it's gonna play when it finishes installing. Okay, it will pull it on the desktop because you could pull it on the desktop.
Yeah. So we have given a desktop icon. That's the reason it has given the desktop icon. Plus the icon, we have not chosen the icon. You see, this help file is deleted, right? Previously it was installing 7-zip help, right? That's not there. Plus, if you go to the control panel, you should not see the, you see the Igor Paulo, that's the manufacturer name, and then application name. Got it? Yeah. We change the manufacturer, and we don't have change and uninstall button here. Plus, the benefit of this advertising the shortcut is, I'll show you if somebody goes here to program files and 7-zip, and we created one folder. It was installing in 7-zip folder, but we wanted to install it in this folder. And if somebody, and you see the license for file and all those files which we deleted, they are not coming in here. Now, if somebody deletes it manually, purposely or accidentally, now the benefit of this, the moment you launch this icon, it is gonna repopulate all the files and put the files back on that location. So if you go back to that, so it's gonna repair the file automatically. So that's the meaning of the advertise shortcut. You see, all the files are back. Understood?
Yeah.
Okay,
guys. So that was the packaging session.
Yeah. So if we had the updated version of 7-zip, then you migrated this across, all those settings will stay the same still.
Yeah, if you have the updated version, there is one location. I think you can use that particular thing. Let me just edit this MST file again. You just give the previous application GUID, and the moment you install this application, it's gonna by default remove the old version. You don't have to manually specifically remove that one. I think somewhere update. Do we have update somewhere? Custom action.
Good morning, Kashyap.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'll have to look for that. There is, I think, in the property manager itself. Do we have updated version? I'll search that for you. Basically, there is one tab here. What you have to do, you can give the all old versions GUID. So by default, if this version is getting installed, it will remove the old version first and put the new version automatically. You don't have to do anything. Understood?
Okay.
Kashif, that's about packaging. Over this software, you can do the packaging of MSI applications and app-free applications. Can you use this for EXE applications too?
Basically, what we do, we convert EXE into MSI. So if we have, if we have exe application, then we take this snapshot of the computer using this admin studio. It calculates the number of files, number of software, and number of services, everything before installing application, and then we will install the application. And after that, we will again take the snapshot. Whatever the changes we have done during the installation, it will make that changes into MSI.
Okay.
Got it?
An application studio, what does it? It creates a package, but you then later on integrate it to SCCM, or does it works completely separately?
No, SCCM or any other deployment tool, you can use that and deploy it.
Okay.
So you create the package here, then you deploy it to your end users through SCCM.
Right.
Yeah, that's what this is for.
Right.
Yeah.
SCCM is what? SCCM is a deployment tool, right? It's like a pizza delivery guy, and packager is like a pizza making people who are making the actual, the pizza. Got it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And delivery boy is what? It will just take the package and deliver it to the devices.
Thanks, Kashyap.
So you have to customize all those things here. The custom action, if you have to do anything before the installation and after the installation, you can define those custom action here. Okay.
Customization cannot be done at all in SCCM.
No.
Nope.
Customize how SCCM will customize. It will just take the commands which you are giving into SCCM, as an SCCM blindly puts that command, to the devices. Whatever the commands and the script you give to SCCM, it's gonna execute on the devices. So you have to write the command in such a way that it is configuring the application is basically configuring all the settings on the devices.
Okay.
Okay, guys, let's quickly see this the Intune. We were not able to do in the last session because of some changes made by Microsoft. So now in the last session, what we did.
You need to plug your power cable in. Your battery is low.
Okay, yes, thank you. Okay. Now, so in the last session, when we were doing the Intune mobile device management, so what we did, we the first thing is we subscribe with Intune subscription, and that gives 30 days free trial and 25 license. Understood? That's the subscription we did. Now the second thing what we did, we created trust relationship with the on-premises Active Directory domain and the cloud domain. So for example, you get on Microsoft domain in the cloud and you have on-premises domain. So we created a trust relationship between these two domains. Okay, now the third thing what we did, we had synchronized the data, whatever the data in sync local AD data. So whatever the data we had in Active Directory, we had synchronized in the cloud Active Directory, so that we don't have to manually create the account in Azure Active Directory. And then point number 4 was we assigned license to the user. Okay, through Office 365. And point number 5, what was that? Point number 5 was set Intune as MDM authority. So that mobile on the devices, MDM will become the administrator, right, of that devices, wherever we are enrolling Intune, the Microsoft Intune company portal. And then point number 6 was to install enroll devices. Got it? These are the 6 steps we had performed in the last session, but Microsoft made changes here. After point number 5, we have to have a premium ID, premium active directory, right? That is the step we had to do. Plus, we have to choose a administrator, which I'll show you in the portal. Choose device administrator. Okay, so these are the 2 things which are added by Microsoft in the recent past. So what I did, I'll just show you on my Intune company Intune portal. Where is my Intune? Give me 1 minute. I'm not able to. Okay, yeah. Yes, so this one is Azure Active Directory. Now what I have to do, the changes what Microsoft has done is that you need to go to Azure Active Directory, and you need to go to Mobility, MDM and MAM, and you have to click on this Microsoft Intune and choose. Previously it was not selected because of Azure Premium AD was not signed in. We had not chosen the Premium AD, so we have to choose all, and here all, and save. So that's what I have already done. Plus in Microsoft Intune, this one enrollment, and choose all. These are the 2 changes I have done. Understood? And then you go to Intune and go to device enrollment, and I have chosen Intune, the company portal. Intune will be the MDM authority. This was also done in the last session, and that's it. When you do that, yeah, one more thing, sorry, Android enrollment, and we have to choose this one, prerequisite. Previously it was not there. Android device administrator, that option was not there. This is recently added. So personal and corporate owned devices with device administrator privilege. So manage personal and corporate owned devices using Android device administrator. So we have to choose this, use device administrator to manage devices. This is recently added, and that's it. Okay, understood?
Okay.
Yes.
So anyone has Android devices?
Yeah, I have Android.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
So I'm gonna create an account for you. Let me just go ahead, and Azure Active Directory and users. I have 2 accounts, Kashif and Prem. I'm gonna create new user, and let me just, this is really not going to happen here. Let me just bring it here. Okay, fine. Portal.office.com, and I'm gonna choose admin, and user, active user. So there are two accounts. So either you bring your users from on premises, or you can create your account here. So let's say Shakti, and last name R, Shakti, and I'm gonna let me create a password for you, and the password is gonna be password@#123. Then that's it. Next, you are located in UK, right? So I'm gonna
Switzerland.
UK. Oh, Switzerland. Okay. So SW. Okay. And I'm not gonna give you Intune license because I have created one group in Azure Active Directory, and through that group I'm gonna assign license to you guys. Next, and nothing else. Next, nothing. Finish, and that's done. So account is created for Shakti. I'm gonna create an account for SA, and the password, same password. Next, you are located in UK, right? SA. I'm not sure where he is located.
Yeah, I'm located in UK. I was
Okay.
trying to unmute myself. Yeah.
Okay. So if anyone else has Android, you can let me know. I'll create your account. So these are the accounts which we have created. So I have given permission Intune license to Kashif and Prem so far. I'm gonna give license to SA and Shakti, but not from here. You can also do it from here. Click on SA and click on this license and give Intune license. But there is a group which I have created in Azure Active Directory. So I'll go to Azure Active Directory here, and I'll go to groups. So currently there is a group called Intune license. I'm going to click on that and go to members. And currently there are two members in this group, Prem and Kashif. I'm going to click on add members and choose SA plus Shakti.
How did you create this Intune license member group? And is it just a security group?
Just a security group. You click on group. Let me just show that to you.
Yeah, because how does it know once
you just go to group and choose a new group here. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's say you type in a group name test, and you give member. Suppose I'm gonna add myself into that group, only myself. I'm gonna say Kashif and click on select and create. So this is a test group. So you have to click on this test once it's created and go to license and assign this license, whatever the license you have. So I'm going to click on assignments, and currently I have 3 licenses: Azure AD, Enterprise, and I'm going to choose Intune license and
this is where you do the behavior.
That's it. So once it is created, you just have to add the members. So I have added members inside this group. As you see the members, there are 4 members, Prem, Kashif, Shakti, and SA. Now if you go to licenses, Intune license is assigned to that group. So let me go back to this group and choose user.
Do the colors mean anything? Or no?
No, nothing. Okay. Now if you go back to Azure, this one, Office 365, and refresh, you should be able to see license. You see licenses are assigned to Shakti and SA. So it is basically inherited from the group. Understood? Now you
Yeah.
guys can try. You guys can try installing, downloading Intune company portal on your mobile devices.
And then log in with that account. SA
Yeah.
at
I'm gonna give you the account. It is the account username and password is so SA and Shakti. Okay. You have to download Intune company portal. Let me share my mobile device and we'll do the same thing. Give me 1 minute. Admin. I'm gonna join in using my mobile device. Where is my SCCM and this one?
SA at contoso4.onmicrosoft.com.
This conference will now be recorded.
It says, look,
Give me
it
1
says
minute.
when I click next, after putting in my sign-in name, it says the username may be incorrect. Make sure contour.
Okay, let me just share my screen and show you step by step how do we go about it. So this is my mobile device, guys, and I have already downloaded this company portal, okay, from App Store. If you have not downloaded it, you have to download this one, and then you click on sign in. Okay, clear? You guys can see that screen, mobile screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Discussion.
so I'm gonna put my username and password. So Kashif @contos4 dot onmicrosoft.com. Let me just verify. Is that the same thing? Contos4 dot onmicrosoft.com. So
Isn't there
Shakti,
an
you
O after the 4, after the S?
sorry?
There isn't an O after the S. Contoso. No?
No. Contos4.
Oh, sorry, that's my mistake then.
Okay, so you have to put SA @contos4.onmicrosoft.com, and Shakti, you have to put Shakti @contos4.onmicrosoft.com. Next, and you will see my logo there, Kashif Intune logo, and below I have given, this is the hint, this is make me IT expert sign in page. So you can do company branding here, okay, and the password capital PASSWORD @#123 and sign in.
Capital PASSWORD
@#123.
at
Hmm.
hash
123.
123.
Okay, so I'm gonna click on continue and then continue. Next. And activate this device administrator. And next. And next. And accept. That's it. So it's gonna enroll my device. and I will be able to see my device in Intune website. Okay, all done. I just have to click on done, and my mobile is now enrolled with Intune. Now through Intune, I can manage this device. I can send application policy. I can factory reset this device. So almost like everything we can do through Intune portal.
Can we go through doing one example, like pushing out a policy or an application, if you don't mind?
Okay, have you enrolled your device?
Yeah, I've enrolled mine. Says
Okay,
done.
fine.
So how do we push out application and policy to it?
Now I'll show you policy, not application, because application is very rarely some people are doing, because we already have App Store. So there's no point
Oh,
deploying, application through Intune. Now I'm gonna make myself a presenter.
what sorts of policies would you push to it?
I'll show you. Wait. Screen. So let me just people. Okay. So now I'm gonna go to Intune portal. Where is my Intune portal? Let me just go to type in Intune. Okay. So this is Intune portal, and I see the number of devices which are compliant to, and I can click on devices here, and I'll be able to see my devices which are enrolled. So there are 2 devices, Android devices. I'm going to click on that. So SA device is showing up. I have one device, Kashif. I have enrolled 2 devices. That's the reason it's coming to.
Why
And
is Cash's one saying oh, corporate?
I have changed that to corporate. Let me just click on SA's device and go to properties, and it's personal, so I'm going to change it to
Oh,
corporate. Okay, so that's how we can change the device ownership. Got it?
yeah.
Now if we can see the device information. Suppose if you would like to see the device related details, you click on the device, and you will be able to see almost everything. You can do retire, wipe. Suppose the device is lost and you would like to factory reset the device so that the data is the data is not in not people will not be able to access the data if you wipe it from here. The moment the mobile gets internet connectivity, it will do factory reset. You can also do remote lock. Also you can reset passcode from here, and if you go to properties, you can change the device ownership, corporate or personal. Corporate gives more access to the device. Personal, you will not be able to access everything from the device, like the personal data, photos and videos and other things you cannot access. But corporate, you will have complete access to the device. Hardware, you get the information about the device. So this is Android device, and this is the device Intune ID, Azure device, Azure Active Directory device ID, serial number of the device, the operating system version, the build number, this is the language, the security patch level. What else? IMEI number of the device, then the manufacturer of the device model, the subscriber, the the service provider. It's a GSM one, Wi-Fi, MAC address, and ICCID. I'm not sure what that means. And enrolled date. When was the last time the device was enrolled, and last contacted with the server. Understood? Clear?
Yes,
So
Kashmir.
if you go to device discovered apps, that's gonna discover all our applications, whatever the applications this device has. It takes some time, and you will be able to see the applications here. Device compliance. So currently we have not defined any policy. This is the built-in device compliance policy, and it is not meeting that baseline. That's the reason it is saying error. Device configuration. I have not given any configuration. App configuration, nothing. Security baseline, I have not defined any baseline so far. That's the reason it's blank. If you have any managed application, let's say you are deploying some application through Intune, that will come up here in managed application.
Can we do a quick short example of how deploying the managed application? Is it
No,
possible?
I'm not going to do the application. I'm going to show you the policy, because
Okay.
most of the you will have to work on policies rather than application, because nobody is doing application deployment through this one. Now in Intune, what you have to do, suppose if you want to do the device configuration or device compliance, so you click on device compliance and click on policies, and you can create a policy here, and let's say Android policy, and you choose the platform. It's going to be for Android device administrator, and you can choose the device health. That's okay. Device properties. So you can define minimum OS level and maximum OS level. So between minimum and maximum, the device which falls under the minimum and maximum will be able to, you will be able to enroll those devices. Other devices will not get enrolled. So you can define the minimum and maximum version of the device. Plus system security. Suppose if you want every device to have a password, then you choose require password. Plus the device password can be alphanumeric with symbol, so you choose at least alphanumeric. Minimum length of the password 8 character, and if the device is not being used, if the device is idle for 1 minute, the device will get locked automatically. And number of passwords, number of days until the password expires. So every 60 days the password will get expired. User will have to change their device password on every 60 days. And number of previous password to prevent reuse. So user cannot reuse the last 3 passwords. So that's what we have given here. Encryption. Suppose user has a memory card, so that will encrypt that memory card. So that memory card cannot be accessed in any other mobile device until he puts the security password. Block application from unknown source. Yes, so block, user will not be able to install application from a unknown source apart from App Store. Company portal app runtime integrity, you can leave it as it is. USB as it is. Minimum security patch level, so you can give the date and month. So if the device does not meet that criteria, those devices will not be enrolled. If you want to restrict some application, let's say BitTorrent, so you can give BitTorrent name of the application and the bundle ID. This bundle ID you will get it from App Store, you go Google Play Store. So you can just type in the bundle ID. User will not be able to install that application, and then you just have to click on OK. And then you click on OK, and action for non-compliance. So if the device is not meeting these baseline what we have done, so immediately mark the device as non-compliant. So mark the device non-compliant immediately and click OK, and then I'm going to click on create. Once this policy is defined, you can click on assignment and choose the group. Let's say if you would like to deploy to all user, and if I save it, then what will happen? You know, my device and SAS device, and probably if you have Shakti, if you have also enrolled, you will get a prompt to set a password and whatever the changes with what we have made. So we will start receiving those prompts, and we have to make the device compliant. Got it?
Yeah, I haven't configured.
Okay, so I'm not doing that because that will, you know, my the policy will reach, and then we will have to put those things. I will unenroll and then I'll try on SA's device. Is that okay, SA?
All right.
No, I'm not doing it. Let's do wiping of SA's device. Can we try factory reset?
Oh, no, wait.
Okay, so I'm not gonna save this because that's gonna create problem. Now I'll go back to Intune again and go to device conditional. What else? Device security. No, Microsoft Intune. So device configuration, device compliance, conditional access. Okay, so I'm gonna create new policy. Suppose the policy is conditional access test. No, not this one. I'm at the wrong place. Give me 1 minute, guys. Device compliance, and we have to go to device setting compliance, and devices that are policy compliance. There is one option which I don't remember. Where is that gone? Device compliant. Conditional access. I think it is there in conditional access and classic policies, new policy. Okay, I'm not getting that option. Probably I'm looking at the wrong place. Now the application deployment, you can do it through this one, client app, and you can protection policy, application, and inside that you click on add, and choose the action type, let's say for Android, and you choose the application name. For example, the application name is test application, description test, publisher, let's say Microsoft, and then App Store URL. You can give the App Store URL and the minimum version which can be installed, let's say Android 5.1 minimum. Category, you can, let's say this is a productivity application. Display this as a featured application in company portal. What else? You can give the URL, information, privacy URL. These are the information thing, and you can also give logo and then click OK. And once you do that and assign this application, user will be prompted to install this application from this website, whatever the website you do, App Store website. Got it?
Cool. Thanks, Kashif. Yeah.
No worries.
Kashif, I've got a few questions.
Mm-hmm.
I'm using already a device which is pre-configured with Intune. The option which you showed us at the moment is an option of bring your own device, wherein the user has a personal device. He goes to the Play Store, installs the application, and integrates it to the company environment. Wherein there's another option which is company-owned devices, COPE. In company-owned devices, the IMEI of the devices is pre-registered on Intune, wherein as soon if they say, for example, I'm using a Knox device, I'm using a Samsung device which has got a Knox security installed on it, I can register the IMEI of my device, and as soon as this device will be started, it will go with the configuration of a company-owned device, and not you wouldn't get a standard installation process of the device or configuration process of the device. You go to a complete different process wherein you're giving your user a name, you're giving your company email address, and then bam, you're in the device. And that device is 100% owned by the company, corporate device. I would like to know how to integrate, like the rest of the steps are really important for me. What's important for me is how to pre-integrate the device with the IMEI number.
Okay. I have not done that, the pre-configuration. I probably will be able to find that out for you, probably a video for you, and then send that one. That is possible. The one which you are saying, the same thing we had in our company in previous to previous organization. We were using AirWatch before, and then later on we changed the the subscription from AirWatch to Intune, and then we unenrolled all the devices and use this pre-configured company-owned devices. So user will just have to.
Situation on my end too. We were using Mobile Iron earlier, and now we switched from Mobile Iron to Intune now.
Okay. Yeah, that's possible. I'll look for a couple of videos or document. I will be able to share that with you. But
that would be amazing.
that is doable, and that we can do it from this Intune portal itself. But I'll have to get the the exact.
No problem, no stress about that. But my second question was, Kashif, say for example, right now we are in the class like 5 people. Say for example, we are 5 people in a support team, and you are the administrator of this Intune. You are the main administrator, the one who takes care of this entire Intune portal. You have the access to this Azure portal, and you have to provide limited access to the support people. wherein they can themselves, like as an administrator, if a device is not working, they don't have to report to you, they will have to report to support, so that the support user can himself log into Azure and, say for example, wipe the device or unlock the device or reset the password or lock the device, XYZ. How would you grant access with limited rights on Azure portal so that
I under role-based administration, right?
exactly.
Okay. Let me Office 365 and Global Administrator. So here is the steps. Add user or grant administrative permission to Intune. So we have to go to add and then choose the location, and then we need to go to Intune, and inside Intune select the new user, and we have to click on the work profile. Okay, let's go to Azure, and I'm gonna go to Active Directory and user, and I'm gonna click on, let's say, Shakti, and assigned roles. So I add assignment. Yeah, here are list of roles available, Shakti. So suppose if you should be help desk administrator, so I'm going to choose help desk administrator and add. So you can reset password, non-administrator and help desk administrator. So these are the list of roles available. You can grant roles to the people. That's what you were looking for, right?
That was my question, Kashif. Thanks a lot. Yeah, perfect.
Okay, thank you as well. Because I did not remember the step actually. Okay, fine. Any other question?
Last question. I need a video recording from 22nd September. Does anyone has it available? I was too late to download it.
I have 20 seconds. I forgot to send it.
No problems, SA, no problems. Thanks a lot.
I've got your email address. I can't remember.
Yeah, send it to me on WhatsApp, or I'll write you my email. No worries.
Yeah, send me your email, then I'll send it to you through WeTransfer.
Sure. Thanks a lot, SA.
Okay, guys. So I would like you guys to do this SCCM again on your local lab, just to get yourself a little more confident. And if you are going for a certification, let me know. I'll give you some guidance and assist you further with the same. So
Kashif, my plan is that I am maybe planning in next 2 weeks. Like right now I'm home, and I'm starting a new job role as SCCM administrator. I wish to have the certification. I know the certification is running out at the end of December, but anyways, the cost is going to be taken care by the company, so I don't really care about that. So I am planning to go for the certification in next 2 weeks time approximately.
Okay, fine. So I have already shared the dumps with you guys. So you probably so I have checked with my one of my students who recently passed this certification, and he said somewhere around 65% questions came from that particular dump.
From the dump?
Yeah. Yes.
Perfect.
The dumps which I have given.
Could you send the dump again, please? I can't remember. Let me see.
I have it, SA. You'll get it from me.
Okay, brilliant.
Okay. So you send the dump to him, and SA will send the recording back to Shakti.
Yeah.
Give and take policy.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay,
but
fine.
So, Kashif, do you know approximately how many questions come up there? Like 50 plus minus 50 questions are there?
No, it is somewhere around 120 questions. and
What? The examination?
yes, and they will have like question, and there will be 4
Options, yeah.
answers, options to
Yeah, but
choose, and you have to choose the correct one.
that's too many questions, because I did all the Microsoft system MCSA, and they're like 45 to 55 questions normally.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what.
Shitloads of questions.
right. You have many
Okay,
questions
no
in this one.
problems. No problems.
Okay, until they changed the pattern, but that was the pattern in so far for this
Yeah.
SCCM certification.
Okay.
You have
Sure,
to
no
score
problems.
at least 700 out of
Yeah.
1000 to pass the exam.
Yeah. As always, yeah, Microsoft.
Okay, guys. Any other question before
Thanks a
we
lot,
wrap
Kashif.
it up? No worries, guys. So, essay, you
Yeah.
have any question?
No, I'm gonna try my post secure stuff. If I do, I'll let you know.
Sure. And if you guys interested in application packaging course, let me know. I'll teach you that one. So you will be able to customize your application, convert exe application to MSI, and MSI to MST and all.
Yeah. I am interested, Kashif, but I need like 3 to 4 months time and get used to first the SCCM thing and get 100% involved in it, and then maybe slowly start it with packaging also. But maybe in 3 to 4 months, I'll get in touch with you.
Okay, sure, no worries, anytime. Okay, guys, thank you everyone. Thank you for joining the session. I hope the session was informative, and I'm gonna send my this thing, the review link, the Google review link. So if you guys just give honest feedback, please. Okay.
Sure, definitely. Thanks a lot, Kashif, and thank you, everybody. Guys, have a good day.
Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone. Thank you. Bye bye. Thanks. Bye.